The KwaZulu-Natal Cogta department says disaster relief funds from National Treasury are yet to be received by the province. The MEC Sipho Hlomuka has been briefing the media in the aftermath of his budget speech. Today marks 1 month since the devastating floods which hit the province. Let's get more on this story and what came out of that media briefing. Karinda Jagmohan attended. Karinda, good morning to you. What else did the MEC have to say?
Indeed, while more statistics being given to us in the aftermath of the devastating floods, now we learn that 445 lives have been lost, while 48 people still remain unaccounted for. We've also learned that 748 search and rescue operations have been conducted, with 168 rescue operations being conducted by the SAPS military and private search and rescue teams. Those operations still ongoing. Yesterday we spoke to one police diver who just spoke about the emotional toll that the teams have been going through as they still scour eThekwini and its surrounding areas to survey the damage and perhaps find families, find their missing loved ones. Now, with regards to water supply, KwaZulu-Natal has seen a number of its infrastructure being damaged, and we hear that water supply is improving in some of the western and southern parts of this particular region, eThekwini, but in the northern parts of eThekwini, where the Tongaat waterworks has been affected, water supply there is still at about 45% in that region. We hear that the province still has water tankers going around, but they will give us an exact number of how many water tankers they have. But one of the most concerning parts of the recovery process is that the cost of the damage to infrastructure now being equated to 25 billion rand for both public and private infrastructure. We hear that the province now needs to reprioritize their budgets as they go forward. A number of departments has this week handed down their budget speech for the next 2022-23 financial year. But of course, this will now need to be drastically changed going forward, including Cogta. Now, on the 18th of April, when the President declared the province being in a state of disaster, we heard that National Treasury would have provided 1 billion rand of disaster relief funding to the province immediately. But today, the Cogta MEC confirming that that money has not reached KwaZulu-Natal, as the province needs billions of rands to repair its infrastructure going forward. Take a listen to what the Cogta MEC had to say here.
However, we've been told that there's 1 billion that have been allocated for KZN. From where we are seated, we have not yet received that 1 billion, but we are working with the National Treasury as well as the Provincial Treasurer to understand on the processes that need to be followed to ensure that that 1 billion is allocated to relevant sector departments and also to municipalities. And then we will be guided by the national government. But I'm aware that from where we're seated, we need to reprioritize our budget as well to talk to the disaster that have been affecting the KZN. So all departments that are affected through disasters, either it's education, the center of health or transport, including municipalities, they need to reprioritize their budget to talk to the disaster that have been affecting us.
Well, that is indeed the Cogta MEC just speaking about the fact that provinces will, or rather the provincial departments here, will have to reprioritize their budgets going forward. As we are to receive the disaster funds from the national government, of course, he says that the Cogta department here will sit down with the Cogta minister and the Minister of Finance going forward to look at how the province can recover and the finances that are needed in terms of rebuilding. Just to put you in perspective, perspective of what happened here 1 month ago, on April 11th in the afternoon, over a 24-hour period, KwaZulu-Natal saw more than 300 millimeters of rain. And for eThekwini, the province's only metro, this amounted to 110 days of rainfall in just 1 day. The province's infrastructure, homes, could not withstand this amount of torrential rain, and of course flooding caused by that, taking a number of lives, more than 7,000 homes as well with it. Of course, as we go throughout the day, we'll be speaking to communities who are still living in up to 98 community shelters that Cogta is currently managing, and how those residents are managing in the state that they are living in now, and of course going forward, speaking to families that are still up till now searching for their loved ones, of course acknowledging that they may have passed on, as it has been a month since the flood hit, but families that are still trying to find closure during this trying time.
Painful story indeed. Karinda, Jagmohan, thank you very much for that update.